Morning, this is our first math lesson today. We're going to pick up with counting coins. So we're going to work on this all week. We're going to be counting coins. What you can do, if you can maybe find a quarter, a nickel, a dime, and a penny at home, or any like a little bit of change that you might have in your piggy bank, if you can get that, you can do the lesson right with me. I'm going to show you right up close how to count the money. Here we go. We're going to first start by talking about a quarter. Remember, we showed you that a quarter has many different backs. The original quarters have the eagle on the back, like this one. But we talked about in class how every state has a quarter. There's parks that have a quarter. And so when you look at the backs of all the different quarters, sometimes it's confusing to tell which one is a quarter by just looking at the back. So what we talked about is that if you look at the side of a quarter, it has ridges, and you can feel that. You can feel those ridges. And if you had a quarter and a nickel together, Mrs. Sabuda taught me this trick. It's a very good trick, Mrs. Sabuda. She said that she learned these are very similar, the quarter and the nickel, they're very similar, but if you have them in your pocket and you feel it, you'll feel that the quarter has ridges and the nickel does not, even though they're almost the same size. So if you have some at home, feel your quarters for the ridges and feel your nickel, and you can see the difference. A quarter is worth 25 cents. We learned about putting touch points on our quarters. So to put touch points on a quarter, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 in the middle is 5. When you count touch points, you count touch points by fives. So if you're bored today in your home, you can practice counting by fives by jumping around. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. See if you can go all the way up to 100. To count a quarter, you would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So a quarter is 25 cents. Next, we'll talk about the other big one that's almost the same as a quarter. Some kids get very confused. They think, hey, they look the same. And they do look very similar in their size. But a nickel is just a little bit smaller and it has a smooth edge. Now, here's the original nickel. Let's see. This one right here. This is the original nickel that we got used to seeing. And then they made some changes and they changed the face on the front of the nickel. So you can see all the different fronts of the nickel. They look a little bit different. But we remember that it's a little bit smaller than a quarter and it's thicker than a quarter. So if you pick it up and you feel it, it's actually thicker. It's the thickest coin that there is. It's a nickel. A nickel is only worth 5 cents. And we're going to put 1 touch point on a nickel, just one right in the middle. And when we count that nickel, it's going to be 1 touch, 5 cents. A dime is the smallest of these 3 silver coins. A dime pretty much looks the same. I don't think there's any new dimes yet. All of mine look like this. And on the back, in my class, we were calling that the torch. We were looking for the torch on the back. A dime has 2 touch points on it, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. So when we count that, we say 5, 10. A dime is 10 cents. Remember, when we're talking about money, we always want to put the cent sign after it. The cent sign tells us that we're talking about money and we're not counting just anything else. So we know that a quarter is 25 cents. A nickel, quarter here, 25 cents. A nickel is 5 cents. We put 1 touch point in the middle. A dime is 10 cents. We put 2 touch points on a dime, 5, 10. And we just have one more left, the one that everybody seems to know. And that's the copper colored one. And that is a penny. A penny is only 1 cent. So we can't put any touch points on it because when we count these touch points, we're counting by 5. And we can't put a touch point on a penny because a penny is only 1. So we put a line underneath that penny and we say 1 cent. Okay, So if you have money at home and you have a notebook, you can put your money on your notebook and you can practice drawing it with your touch points. I wouldn't draw on your money, but you can draw pictures of money and draw it with the touch points in your notebook. Okay, so let's put all of this over here. Let me erase my board. And let's practice counting some money. So I'm going to put my hand in my pocket and get some money out. This is what we have in our pocket today. So when we have money in our pocket and we're trying to count it, the first thing that we should do is take any pennies that we have and we should put those to the side. So I see that I have one penny here. That's the copper one. I'm going to put that to the end and I'm going to count the penny at the end. That's what I do. Then I like to match up any that are the same. So I see that I have 1/4. Let me look for dimes. I have a dime and I see another dime. I'm going to match those up. And these other two are nickels. So I match up my money when I count it. And remember, the penny we're going to count last. We don't have to worry about that yet. Now that we have it all sorted out, we can put touch points on it. This was a quarter. A quarter has 5 touch points. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one in the middle with my dry erase marker. 5. These are dimes. Do you remember how many touch points that has? You're right. 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top. 10. 10 cents. 1, 2, 1, 2. So when you count by 5s, it's 5, 10. 5, 10. We're going to look at our nickels. Nickel, in my class made up a rhyme. It goes nickel in the middle. So in the nickel, we put it a dot, one dot in the middle of the nickel with my dry erase marker. And that is 1 dot for 5 cents. So this nickel is 5 and this nickel is 5. Last, we have our penny that we're keeping for the end. Remember that we're going to put a line under our penny because a penny is just 1 cent. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, one more, 56. So we went from 55 plus one more for that penny equals 56. This money that was in my pocket is 56 cents. So here's my question. If I wanted to buy that bag of chips from the cafeteria and that bag of chips cost 50 cents, do I have enough money? Do I have enough money right here to buy that? If you said yes, you are right because 56 cents is more than 50 cents. So I have enough money to buy that bag of chips. Here's my bonus question. If I buy that bag of chips for 50 cents and I have 56 cents, how much money will I get back? Because I'm going to have some extra. How much money extra would I have from 56 and I spent 50? See if we can figure that out. Let's do it up here. If I have 56 cents in my pocket and I go and buy that bag of chips that's 50 cents, if you're buying something, are you subtracting your money or adding your money if you're buying something? I would say you're subtracting your money. When you buy something, you're taking it away. So we're taking away 50 cents. We spent it, it's gone. How much money will we have left? We're going to subtract. So 6 minus 0 is still 6. 5 minus 5 is just nothing, right? So there's really nothing here. And our answer is 6 cents. So if we had this money here, 56 cents, and we went to the cafeteria and bought this bag of chips for 50 cents, we would have still 6 cents. We don't really need this 0. 6 cents in our pocket. 6 cents would probably look like this. 5 plus 1 is 6. So if this is what we're going to get back, then this over here should be the 50 cents that we spent. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if this here is the 50 cents that we spent. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. This here is our 50 cents that we spent. So this here is the 6 cents that we had left over after we bought that bag of chips. Great job. Let's do another one. I'll erase my board. Here's my money that was in my pocket this time. I'm looking at all my money, and the first thing that we're supposed to do is take out what? What do I take out when I'm counting money? This something I'm going to put to the side so I can count last. The 2 pennies. The 2 pennies, the 2 copper ones, I'm going to count those last because when we count those, it's 1 and 1. 1 and 1 makes 2. So we have 2 cents that are pennies. Now we have all this silver money on this side. These are the coins that we have to count. Let's put them in order. I see the biggest one right away. One looks a lot bigger than the other ones, and it's this one right here. That's the quarter. This is a state quarter. If you look on the front, it does have George Washington there, and it does have the ridges on the side when I touch it. That's a quarter. Now I have these. These are all the same. They're all the same, and they're very thick, and they're shiny on the edge. They don't have ridges. Those are nickels. Let's put our touch points on our money. Here's our quarter. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now we have nickel. Remember our song that my class made up? Nickel in the middle. So nickel, 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 nickel. We have 4 nickels. So we have 1 quarter, 5 nickels, and 2 pennies. We have to count our money to see how much we have in our pocket today. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now remember, we had 45. We're adding just 2 more pennies. 45, 46, 47. We don't count by fives when we count pennies. So we have 47 cents. Here's our total, 47 cents. Okay, here's our question. Remember that bag of chips that we were trying to buy? That bag of chips costs 50 cents. Everybody wants to buy that bag of chips, right? So we pull out our money out of our pocket, and here it is, 47 cents. Here's my question. Do we have enough to buy this bag of chips that's 50 cents if we have 47 cents? Do we have enough money? I don't think that we do, because 40 cents is less than 50 cents. We don't have enough money. We only have 47, but we need to get up to 50. So let's figure it out. If we take our 47 cents and we run home and we ask our mom, hey, can we have some extra change so that we can go get this bag of chips for 50 cents, pretty please? How much more money does mom need to give us if we want to get up to 50 cents? So let's count. 47, 48, 49, 50. We counted by 1, so these are pennies. So if we needed to get up to this 50 cents, we can say, please, please, can we have 3 more pennies? If we have 3 more pennies, we'll have 50 cents so we can buy our bag of chips. Let's see if that's true. Let's count all of it together with our 3 pennies and see if we have 50 cents. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. We do have just enough to buy our chips that cost 50 cents. And we wouldn't have any money left over. So if we had all this change, plus these 3 pennies, we would have just enough to buy a bag of chips that was 50 cents. Good job. I'm going to erase the board and do one more. put my hand in my pocket and see how much change we have. Okay. This is how much is in my pocket. We have to figure out what these are. Well, this one looks a little dirty. Sometimes money is dirty. Sometimes you have to look on both sides and see if you can figure out what it is. Well, these are different on the back, but they're the same size. These are all copper, so I'm going to push those together. Those are pennies. I'm pretty sure about that. Now these, let's see, they're the same size. They have the same face, and the back has a torch. We call that a torch in my class. The torch is the dime. So those two are dimes. I'll match those up. So I have 3 pennies, 2 dimes, and I do have 2 quarters right here. One is Eagle quarter, and one is a park quarter. It has a picture of a park on the back. But they're the same size, and they both have ridges on the edges. Let's put our touch points on our money. Quarter. How many touch points go on a quarter? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2 for a dime. 1, 2 for a dime. And a penny is line, line, line. We're counting by ones when we get to the penny. Let's count our money. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73. We have 73 cents. Check our money. We have 73 cents. You can draw that on your paper if you have it. You can draw 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and 3 pennies and see if you can count to 73 cents. Same question. We have that bag of chips that we're trying to buy. It's 50 cents. Do we have enough money to buy that bag of chips for 50 cents? We have 73 cents. Do we have enough money? If you think that we have enough money, you're right, because we have more. We have 73, and that's more than 50. We have more than we need. We have extra. So if we handed all this money to the teacher in the cafeteria and asked to buy these chips, she would say that you have extra money. You're going to get some money back. How much money is she going to give you back? We can figure this out because we know how to do double-digit adding and subtracting. So if we give her 73 cents, that's how much we gave her to buy the chips. And the chips cost 50 cents. When something costs money, you're paying money, so you're taking the money away. You're subtracting how much you spent. You're subtracting 50 cents. That's how much you spent. We're going to put our equals bar there. We're going to subtract 2 digits. That's going to find out how much money we have left over. Remember how to subtract double digits? We start over here. 3 minus 0 is 3. 7 minus 5 is 2. Take our cent sign, carry it down. We will have an extra 23 cents. Let's see if that makes sense when we look at our money. So we bought a bag of chips that cost 50 cents. That was the money that she needed to pay for the chips. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Here's the 50 cents that we spent on the chips. So our subtraction problem said that we should have 23 cents left. Let's see if that's true. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. It was. We have 23 cents left. So if you had all this money in your pocket and you wanted to buy these chips, the only money that you would need to hand to the cash register, the cashier, the lady who runs the cash register is the cashier, you would have to hand her these 2 quarters. That makes 50 cents, and you can keep the 23 cents in your pocket. You'll have 23 cents left. Great. Good job. If you have some change at home, Practice putting your money in order by matching up the quarters, the dimes, the nickels, and the pennies. See if you can match it up if you have some change in your piggy bank, and then see if you can practice counting. Tomorrow we'll count some more. Good job.